introduce. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Maqsood Ibrahim Fareed. I'm from Royal Travel Houston. Royal Travel has been in business for the last 18 years, serving the guests of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have been Hajj and Umrah agents serving the industry. Inshallah, today we'll talk about black marketing Hajj and a little bit about Umrah. We know that people save money to go to Hajj, and there's a lot of problems they encounter when they go for Hajj. Some of them are very, very forcefully handled, and some are not. Some are entertained, and some problems are not, and they are left hanging over there. The way the problems occur are as follows. You will see a lot of people coming into the Hajj market before Hajj around the Ramadan time, and they are not even in the travel industry business. The way we can protect ourselves and the passengers, a few pointers on that, will be that you need to find out who those people are. Like if you are going for prayers in an Islamic center and there is a person who says, okay, I'm going to take a group for Hajj. First of all, you need to find out whether these people are legitimate travel agents who have bona fide travel agencies who are appointed by the Saudi Ministry of Hajj, and are they dealing with the local Saudi consulate. That is very, very important. Now, what happens is if you are not an appointed agent and if you buy packages from here and there and take the money from the people who want to go to Hajj, not knowing who you are dealing with on the other end and what promises have been done, when you arrive in Saudi Arabia, you will have a big surprise, because you are not giving the money to the company who is taking you, but you are giving the money to the person who is taking you. And it's not right for that person to take your money not in the name of that company which he is dealing with. So what happens is when you go to Saudi Arabia, you're going to be surprised as to what you're getting. Then the bigger problem is the Maulanas of the masajids. I'm sorry to say that, but before, years ago, these Maulanas used to go with the group. Now the difference is they take the group. Before, we used to organize the tours for Hajj like we always do. We used to request the Maulanas of the masajids to be the Islamic leader or the group leaders, so they can give spiritual teachings and the guidance to the Hujjaj. So when a passenger who is the namazi or who's praying in that masjid, and when the announcement is there that the imam of that masjid is going for Hajj, the imam would request the passenger to go to the travel agency and tell them that he wants to go to Hajj with XYZ imam, and the travel agent would put them in that group. But now what happens is that the imam himself is the one who takes the group by negotiating with the travel companies. So the money is taken by the imam, even though the masajids and the Islamic centers are non-profitable organizations. So we got to be very careful there. These people, they have made a big business out of it. They're playing with the feelings of the people who go for prayers. So what happens is they take the money in their names, or the masajid's name, or the Islamic institution's name. You don't even know which company they are dealing with on the other hand. So you got to be careful with that part. You need to ask the question, what company are you dealing? Obviously, the imam of the masjid is not the appointed agent. He's not a travel agent. He does not know what the intricacies are for the visas. He does not know what the contracts are. He does not know how to deal with the Saudi government if there is a problem. So what happens is you guys get a surprise when you arrive over there, because you don't know what the deal is behind the back. So if an imam or a person who's just introducing themselves to take groups of Hajj during the Hajj season, make sure the payments go to the company who they are dealing with, not to them or the Islamic institution. Because, and another thing is, also that company needs to be in that area where you are, and it should be appointed by the Saudi consulate and the Saudi Arabia ministry to give the visas. I'll give you a couple of examples right now where we have had, a lot of people have had problems with the passengers. The first problem, an imam of a masjid took a group a few years ago When they arrived in Saudi Arabia, there was no hotel accommodations. They found out that the company whom they dealt with did not make the payment for the hotel from the previous years, and they contracted that company in the United States, and they were not able to be found where they were. So now what happens is the Imam of the masjid became bad over there, even though he did not have any wrong intentions, but he had a bad rap. He had to take more money, collect $1,000 per person from the people, and pay the hotels to just accommodate them. In the meantime, they started hunting for that company who had taken their money, and they were nowhere to be found for Hajj. Next example, I had a passenger family 3 years ago who made a booking with us for Hajj. 30 days out, we are supposed to take the final payment and get the final visa process started. They came to my office and they said, Maqsood, can you please give us our passport back and our money, because we found another package from an agent in New York who is giving it to us for $500 less. And I didn't say anything to them. I said, okay, here is your money. The check was not even cash. It was still sitting in our office, and we gave them the passports back. Then came the time for the visas. I was in the Saudi consulate, and about 5 or 6 days before our departure, when we were collecting our passports from the Saudi consulate, the consul general at that time called me in and he said, Maqsood, we have a problem. You need to stay for another day or so before you leave the group. And I inquired from him as to, Mr. General, Consul General, what is the problem that we can assist you with? So he told me there are 4 people sitting outside who got ripped off by an agent in New York. Now, when you live in one city and when you're sending money in another city, not knowing what the company is, whether they are a legitimate company or a legitimate organization, whether they are appointed, what kind of office they have, whether they have been in business for a long time or just for the Hajj season, then I find out when I walk up with the Consul General to those passengers, they were the same 4 passengers who took their money back from us and sent it to New York. What happened was, just to save $500, they lost more than $20,000. That person whose name the Consul General took from me and the name of the company in New York took more than $500,000 from the people and ran away from New York. There was a lot of police involved, there was a lot of cases done, but nothing happened. People lost a lot of money and they could not go for Hajj. Next, last year, there was another Muslim brother who took money from Hujjaj in Houston. I'm just giving you Houston right now. There are a lot of other places where these frauds are committed and Hajjis are black marketed. This person who operates from home, he just opens up his office during the Hajj season. He is nowhere to be found during the entire year for the travel or perform Umrah or sell Umrah packages or sell airline tickets, because he's not a travel agent. There were about 40 or 45, 50 people paid more than $8,000 per person. They got their visas issued from New York. They did not have the sticker of the appointed company from Saudi Arabia, first of all. Secondly, the visas which were issued, when they took those visas at the last day before the departure, they arrived in Saudi Arabia in Jeddah airport. They would not get the Muallim transportation. Why? Because there was no Muallim sticker on it. Now they had to wait for more than 24 hours over there, and the person who was in charge in Houston area, the agent, was nowhere to be found. So the government has to take care of those passengers because the visa was issued by the Saudi government. So they had to find a Muallim, they had to do all the paperwork and send them to the hotel. They found the person who was in charge in Houston to get the visas done, and he had asked them more money because he didn't have the hotel space which he had promised them. So the passengers had to wait for more than 24 hours to get the paperwork done by the Ministry of Hajj and the Muallim to get appointed and the buses to move them to the hotels and all that. The problem is this, these people during the Hajj season come out with their briefcases saying that we are Hajj agent and please go with us, please do this, please do that. And a lot of time our people, they fall for these kinds of tricks. Why? Because you know those people, they are praying with you all the time. They are there during the Ramadan time. They give speeches in the masajids, and you know them. Now what happens is you come along with them. They charge you money. They take you over there. But these are not bona fide agents who sell travel the whole year round. They are not Umrah agents. They don't know what it takes to get the visas issued from the Saudi government, what it takes to get the hotel contracts done, how much money is involved and how much money is not involved, and what we need to do if there is a problem, because they are relying on other people. They are relying on other people over there. So once you find someone like that, please be very, very careful. They are called fly-by-night operation people or boiler room operations. You need to deal with agents who have offices for years and years. You know them personally because you go to their office. If there is a problem, you can contact the authorities, the AAA, the district attorney's office, and things like that, all the legal institutions which are involved. Now, if you find somebody like that who's a boiler room operation or flight by night operations, who has a briefcase, who's a newspaper delivery man or a radio station running, he runs a radio station, he says he's doing Hajj, be careful. Find out who is he dealing with, where the money is going to go, which airline are we going to go on, no changes done at the last minute, whom is he going to buy the airline tickets from. I'll give you one example right now about the intricacies which we face as far as the cost factor goes. We sell airline tickets to Saudi Arabia from United States in different parts, starting from $900 in the low season to about $1,200, $1,300, and in the high season, ranging up to $1,500 to $1,800. But the airline charges us double the amount of money during the Hajj season. Now, we have to give them a deposit to secure the Hajj seats 9 months in advance. Right now, we are in the month of April, and inshallah Hajj will be in October. We have already paid our deposits to various airlines to secure those spaces. Now what happens is, once you have secured the space, the price is very, very high. Like I give an example, like we pay $1,200 to $1,500 low season. In high season, we pay $1,500 to $1,800, but our seat cost during the Hajj season is about $2,200 to $2,400. So that increases our cost. Now let's come to the hotel part of it. In the Haram area, there used to be a lot of smaller hotels before, but now those hotels are gone because of the expansion of the Haram project. So the hotels which are left in front of Haram are the hotels which are either 5-star or 6-star hotels. So, and those hotels, they don't have 4, 5, and 6 people accommodations in the hotel, in the rooms, because those are smaller rooms. Now, if we try to squeeze 4 people in a room in those big hotels, then there is no room for you to walk around or put your luggages or move around. The problem becomes when you have smaller rooms and when you accommodate less number of people, the cost of the rooms go up. That's why we have to charge higher prices for the hotels. Then we have additional expenses. Before the visas are assigned to us, we have to send our representatives to Saudi Arabia to stay in Makkah and Medina for weeks to get the paperwork done, which means there's a cost of airline tickets, there are costs of changing the airline tickets if the work is not done in time, cost of staying in a hotel, cost of transportation back and forth, cost of the hotel stays, and cost of the paperwork. So that is another expense. Then comes the Hajj time. We have to deal with the Mutawaf's office. There are people working in Mutawaf's office, we have to take care of them too. There are bus drivers whom we have to take care of. There are cleaners who clean the dishes for you guys when you are serviced in the Aziziyah's area or the Mina camps or the Arafat camps. We have to take care of them too. These things are involved, they involve a high cost. Then comes the accommodations. When you're accommodated and you need to go back and forth, we have transportation available. That takes money. A lot of times the permits are not issued to the companies to take the Hujjaj to go from Mina after the day of Hajj, which will be the 10th of Zilhijjah, to do Tawaful Ifada or Tawaful Hajj. But we arrange buses. A lot of travel companies arrange buses. They have to pay extra to the government to do that because you are not allowed to bring the buses inside the Mina area. But you have to pay extra money to get the permits to bring it in for the Hujjaj whom you want to satisfy, because you have promised them that you will take them to the to Haram to perform you will have to take them to the Haram to perform the Tawaful Ifada for the Hajj, which is one of the arkan of Hajj. So these are the costs. A lot of other costs are involved in there. There's cost for transportation. Let's assume if there are a few people who want to leave early, then the group is leaving. The buses only accommodate the number of passengers starting from 40 to 50 people. Now, if there's a family of 4 or 5 saying that we have to leave early, please help us out. Yes, we are there to help you out. But what happens is the Muallam or the Mutawaf of the government organization cannot give us a bus for 4 people or 5 people. We have to go out and rent a car, pay the transportation company the money. At that time, the transportation company charges us 10 times more than a normal time. So that's where another problem comes up. That all adds up. Plus the meal cost. The meal cost goes up at that time also. During the Umrah time period, we don't have a problem for meals because the hotels provide us with breakfast. But during the Hajj, when we are in Mina, when we are in Arafat, when we are in Azizia accommodations, we have to get food catered from outside, and that costs money also. Because a lot of people have different taste. There are a lot of patients who take medicine. There's a lot of different type of foods we need to order for them also, but to a limit only. But the transportation cost is a big cost for us. Not only that, in Hajj, again, like I mentioned to you, you got to check it out as to who is the legitimate person who is doing Hajj right now. Again, there are people who sell these packages and they will take you for a ride year after year after year, and the government cannot do anything to them because they are not registered with the government, they are not registered in the Saudi consulate, and they are not even registered with any organization. They are just buying the package and selling it to you guys. So you don't know what you are getting again in that package till you find out when you arrive in Saudi Arabia or what the paper they have given you. But when you arrive over there, you find something different. So please be careful. Check it out. Ask them whom you are dealing with, which company the check has to be made out to, not to their company or not to their personal names. Never issue a check to anybody's personal name or a newspaper organization or some XYZ corporation, because that XYZ corporation is in there to do business, or an imam of a masjid with his name or the masjid name, because in an Islamic organization, according to the laws, it is all non-profit organization, so they cannot make a profit. Yes, there are expenses. The imams should go with the group. The imams should lead the group, but the imams should not make it a business of dealing with the passengers, taking their money, making their bookings, and dealing with the companies. That's what you have to be very, very careful about. Again, like I said, be careful, be careful, be careful. Watch out whom you are dealing with. You will see hundreds of different flyers in the masajid, ads in the newspaper, ads on TV during the Ramadan time that we are doing Hajj. Just be careful. They need to be appointed. They need to be ticketing agents. They need to have everything that you do. I will give you one more example. There was a question came up about, can we do our visas on our own, or the hotels on our own, or the transportation on our own? I'll go step by step on this. Yes, you can do your air transportation on your own, on your mileage or something like that. But you got to understand one thing, that when you arrive with a group, your bus movement will be much easier than if you arrive single. Because when one group arrives on one given airline, they are coming into one terminal, they are processed in one area, the stickers on the passports are put on one area, they are moved to the buses in one area. But if you come around as an individual on a different carrier, you need to wait and find out where your group is. Obviously, the group will not wait for more than a few hours for you if you are not processed. Now what happens is, an individual who gets this own transportation arrives in Saudi Arabia, especially in Jeddah, they need to wait till the Muallam's bus is filled with all the individuals who are not with the group, because they need to move the buses, they need to move the passengers, because there's a big flow of passengers coming into the airport, so they need to move out. So if you go on your own, be prepared to be there at the airport for at least minimum 24 hours, because when the Muallam's bus, whose sticker is on your passport, is ready to move with you and the other individuals, then only you will move, otherwise you will be sitting at the airport. Next item, hotels during Hajj. No, you cannot do it, because you will not get a contract, you cannot stay. You have to move with the group, because the group is the one who's going to move you with the buses. You need to be with the group in the hotels in Makkah, Medina. You need to move with the groups for the ziyarah. You need to move with the group going to Azizia, to Mina, Arafat, Muzdalfa. You cannot do things on your own. Yes, you cannot get a visa on your own. Yes, there are people who will sell you a visa at the end, but the problem will be, is he a genuine visa, or there's a problem with the visa coming up? Is that a fake agent or an agent who is stuck? Again, you got to find out who are you getting the visa from and how much are you costing. The cost should not be more than $500 to $600. We have seen over here the cost factors goes up to $1,500 to $2,000, because that's black market by the companies who sell visas also. The agents who do this work, normally their charges are higher for the packages. The reason they keep the charges higher for the packages because the cost factor is high to maintain and the promises which we do to the people, or the agents who do to the people, they have to fulfill that. The food, the transportation, the accommodations, the visa services, the airline tickets, and all that. So if we just do the visa, the cost factor for the visas is not that much, but again, we have to build in all the cost where when we send an employee to Saudi Arabia, a couple of people are there, that cost money, the airline tickets cost money. The value of the visa should not be more than $500 to $800 if you get a visa. But again, then you be prepared if you're not arriving with a group, and if you're just taking the visa and thinking that you'll do your own Hajj, it will be a big problem, because your one passport will be left with the Molam separately than the group. To get that one passport, the group people will not have accommodations for you in Azizia. They will not have accommodations for you in Mina or in Muzdalfa or in Arafat. You will be on your own, and it is very difficult at that time to move with the group. So what needs to be done, and the suggestion is to go with the group and come back with the group. Doing things on your own will be a problem for you from here on if you do things on your own. Yes, airline tickets, no problem. Another thing I would like to mention to you is when you go with these groups, like these individuals who are from the masjid and the imams, you need to find out one thing. A lot of times we have heard from passengers that these people don't want to use your credit cards. Yes, if you deal with a company like my company or any other company, yes, the airline tickets can be purchased on a credit card. Yes, let's assume your price of the package is $7,000. The ticket value is $2,500 to $3,000. Yes, you can charge your credit card for the airline tickets, and the rest can be paid in cash or check or monthly payments or installment payments, whatever the deal you have. But when you deal with individuals who are boiler room operations and the imams, they don't take your credit cards. Why? Because they don't have a way of issuing your tickets on a credit card. They don't have a way of processing your credit cards because they are not regular travel agents. So you need to be careful with that too. Yes, companies who have travel business, they will accept your credit cards, and the balance need to pay by check. Why pay by check? Because we need to send wire transfers. They don't take credit cards. The Mutawaf's office, the hotels, they don't take credit cards. Now the question comes to our mind that when you book something online, they accept credit cards. Yes, they will accept your credit cards because it's not a Hajj season. It's just a regular trip, and the rooms are sold on internet, and you can do it. But during the Hajj, it's all the group booking. So we cannot give a hotel a credit card for Mr. XYZ and then a check for Mr. ABC. It has to be paid in advance. We pay 6 months in advance. Then the balance payments are done 3 months in advance. So in that way, we cannot take credit cards for the hotel package. Yes, again I repeat, we can take the agents, not only myself, the agents who do Hajj business can accept credit cards as a form of payment. The price varies because this is business. The price varies, the profit margin varies, the services varies. The cost factor varies. Why? Because the tents, the Mina tents and the Arafat tents cost factor varies a lot. If you are in the North American part of the tents, which is about a mile and a half away, you need to walk. But if you're in front of the Jumeirah in Arafat, in Mina, and the tents are air conditioned and you have only a 5 to 6 minutes walk, that cost factor is high. That's why when you see a package price saying that the tents in front of Jumeirah, their price will be higher compared to the price of the tents which are in the back, which are the North American tents. Again, the price in Arafat, the tents which are air conditioned, which provide you luxury carpeting, which provide you sofas and sleeper sofas where you can go and relax and all that, is much more than a person who will be sitting outside on the street level with a tent with a carpet in there without any luxury or air conditioning, just fans in there. So that's another cost factor you have to understand if you're going for luxury. Hajj nowadays for people is luxury. Hajj nowadays is people that go for the sunnah of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam also. So whatever the max you want to do, it's there for you. The Hajj package cost mostly comes in as in airlines, hotels, transportations. Like if the ticket is about $2,500, the hotel package, the Azizia package, and these things cost about $4,000 to $4,200, $4,300. Then there is a profit margin which the company keeps for themselves also, about 10% of it, because they lay out the money at least 6 to 8 months in advance. That's how you come to a total of $7,400, $7,500. And we need to have certain expenses for there to give to those people over there who are doing the services at tips and gratuities and all that too. So again, my main concern to give you these ideas is because you guys don't come across these things every day. You fall for these people who are boiler room operations and fly-by-night operation who bring out their briefcases during the time of Hajj. They walk on the streets, they advertise on radios, they advertise in the newspapers, they print out the flyers and the brochures, and they come out there and they take your money. So please be careful. You got questions, call us. We'll be more than happy to answer you. Call the Saudi consulate, call the government authorities, call the AAA, call the Better Business Bureau, call the Attorney General's office. Find out who is a legitimate agent. Do you have complaints against these people or no? Talk to the people who have gone before on Hajj. Talk to those people. You need to call and check and talk to the people who have gone to Hajj before and their experience from what agencies, what travel companies they've gone with. You can have Hajj packages which are expensive. You can have Hajj packages which are less expensive. You can have Hajj packages without the hotels and stay in Azizia, just perform Hajj and come back. We have a lot of people who give us a request that, Maqsood, we want to go for Hajj for 10 days only because we have other commitments. Yes, you can do that. You can arrive on the last day, which the government of Saudi Arabia allows you to arrive, which is the 4th of Zil-Hijjah. You can go straight to Makkah or to Azizia. To minimize your package cost, you can stay in Azizia, take your transportation in a bus or something, arrive in Haram, do your Umrah, and go back and forth for Ibadah because there's no hotel. Your cost factor will be less, and then you leave Saudi Arabia on the 14th of Zil-Hijjah, which is the first day the government of Saudi Arabia allows the people to leave the Hajj after Hajj, which is the 14th of Zil-Hijjah. The reason we keep people in Azizia is as follows. The way the hotels have set up in Makkah and Medina, in Medina we cannot stay beyond the 5th of Zil-Hijjah. So either we take the package from the 1st to the 5th of Zil-Hijjah, or the 25th to the 1st of 25th of Zul-Qaeda to the 1st of Zil-Hijjah. In Makkah, the package prices are less if we do Makkah first from the 25th of Zul-Qaeda to the 1st of Zil-Hijjah, and then we take the passengers to Medina from the 1st of Zil-Hijjah to the 5th of Zil-Hijjah. Then we bring them to Azizia 2 days before Hajj. Then inshallah on the night of the 7th or the morning of the 8th, we take them to Mina. You stay in Mina. The 9th you go to Arafat, finish off Arafat. You come back on the 10th to Mina. You leave on the Mina on the 12th, come back to Azizia, stay for 2 days, and then you leave on the 14th of Zil-Hijjah after your Tawaf al-Wida to the airport. That is the least expensive. The next package up, you go to Medina first, which is a shorter package for 18 days. You stay from the 1st of Zil-Hijjah to the 5th of Zil-Hijjah. You go to Azizia, stay 2 days before Hajj. You do your Hajj from the 8th onwards, come back on the 12th into Azizia, stay for 2 days, the 13th, 12th and the 13th. On the 14th, you are moved to Makkah. When you are moved to Makkah, you stay from over there from the 14th to the 18th of Zil-Hijjah, or from the 14th to the 20th of Zil-Hijjah, as long as you want. We don't have a problem. Then we can move you and you come back to the United States. Now, the most expensive package is when you are staying in Makkah throughout the Hajj period. Now, that will be the 1st to the 14th of Zil-Hijjah or the 4th to the 14th of Zil-Hijjah. That is the most expensive package. Now in there, you don't have to go to Azizia. You come straight to Jeddah, you go to Makkah, and you start your Ibadah over there. So you don't have time to move around to Azizia and waste your time coming back and forth to Hajj. To the Haram area to do your Ibadah. When you are leaving from Makkah, you will go straight from Makkah in the bus going to Mina. And then you finish Mina, and during that time, when you are in the Mina area performing Hajj rituals, you have your hotels available to come back and forth to the hotels, but around midnight you need to go back to Mina again, because you need to stay, have the night over there. Again, you do your stoning for the shaitan, come back to Makkah, you are in the Haram area, you do your Ibadah, you take a shower, go to the bathroom, finish off everything, go back again. That is the facility you have, but that package costs more than $8,000 to $10,000 because the rate for the hotels are very, very high. So these are the brief packages you normally come across. The 21-day package going to Makkah first, which is least expensive, or just a stay in the Azizia area, where you just go into Azizia, there's no hotel in Makkah, no Medina, and in 10 days you are back. You arrive on the 4th of Zilhijjah, you leave on the 14th of Zilhijjah, and you are with the group at that time. So that is another way of economy cost factor of the package. A lot of people who have been to Hajj before and they don't want to spend a lot of money, and they say, okay, we want to go for a few days, just finish our Hajj rituals and come back from the 4th to the 14th. This is how we accommodate them, by taking them to Azizia, placing them in the Azizia apartments, and then the people who come from Medina or from Makkah stay with them. Then they are moved with the group when they go for the Hajj period. The visas are issued by the Saudi consulates. They need to have 3 stickers on them. One is the visa sticker, one is the Molam sticker, and one is the name of the company whose visa it is. If you don't see those 2 stickers, and except for the visa sticker, you will have a problem. You need to approach the Saudi consulate. If any organization has put a visa sticker only and nothing else, the illegal visas, which people call the illegal visas, will be as follows. Like I mentioned to you, there are three visa stickers you need to have on your passport. One is the regular visa sticker, one is the Molam sticker, and one is the name of the company who's doing the visas and the number of Molam on that visas. If you don't see the other 2 and you only see the, and one more thing, the visa sticker which you see on the Hajj visas should bear the name of the company whose sticker is on the right hand side. Very, very important. If that's not on it, then the government of Saudi Arabia has issued some complimentary visas. When you arrived in Saudi Arabia, you need to find a Molam, and that's where your problem will start, because upon arrival, you don't have a Molam, and the people who have purchased those visas from here and there or done anything like that will create problems for you at the Jeddah airport or the Medina airport. Then you got to look for a Molam. The government will get involved, and there's a lot of wastage of time over there. So please make sure when you get the visas from your group, the visas have those stickers on the visa pages in your passport. On one side of the passport, on one pages of the passport, you will see the visa sticker. On the other side of the page, you will see the other 2 stickers. Make sure. The Molam is the government appointed agent in Saudi Arabia who provides us with the space in Arafat, in Muzdalfa, and in Mina area. They are the ones who give us the transportation going from the airport to the hotels, from Makkah to Medina, all the various transportation we give. They are the ones who give us the space in Mina. They are the ones who give us the space in Arafat and in Muzdalfa also. They are the ones who are appointed. The 2 cashier's checks which you take with you are the fees appointed by the government to be paid to the Molam's office, which is officially the government appointed companies over there which have been doing this business. They are the ones who keep your passports. They are the ones who have this responsibility on their shoulders not to lose your passports. So when we go to their offices, believe me, they have such an operation of holding thousands and thousands of passports and not losing a single one of them. One rare case happens when a passport has gone in another bag or something like that, but 99.9%, I would say, for my personal experience, 100% the passports are always there. That is a huge responsibility for the Molam's office to keep all the passports together. When the passengers are moving in bus to bus, keep those bags in the bus, have their representatives over there, stop at different various checkpoints we have to stop and show the passports to them and hold on to those passports till the passenger leaves. From the arrival date till your departure date, the Molam is in charge of your passport. We also don't have any holding of your passports. We go over there and request them that these people are leaving. We give them a list of the departures. When we give them the departure dates, they give us those passports with their names. They don't give us every passport. Once the departure date is there, then only you get the passports. There is no such thing as an illegal visa, but it is a visa which sometimes the Saudi government issues for various quotas, and that's where the problem comes in. Those are free visas issued by the Saudi government, but those are not issued every year to every consulate in every country. Once in a while, the Saudi government will issue those visas. Now, if that visa is issued years before, we never had any problems. But now, without the Molam sticker and the company sticker, there are problems which people will encounter in Saudi Arabia when they arrive, because they have to wait and wait and wait till the buses come in from the Molam's office, who the government at that time appoints. When an agent does the booking for you for a passenger, we already have a Molam assigned. The agent sticker is on the passport. Whoever travel company you go with, no matter it's an XYZ or an ABC company, excuse me, their visa will have that sticker, their name on it, and the Molam number. So when you arrive in Saudi Arabia, it is very easy for us to look for the Molam pass person who then gathers your passports, make sure all the stickers are properly fixed by those people in the tent when you give your drafts, the cashier's checks to them from the Molam's office, and then they put you in the buses and leave. But when those stickers are not on your passport except for the visa sticker and it says Mosam Hajj, you upon arrival, you will have to wait for at least 24 hours till they find who the Molam will be appointed to take you over there. The cost, again, like I said, these packages, people save a lot of money for their lifetime to go to Hajj. And it is very, very sad that they come across these incidents where these people get ripped off by fly-by-night operations. And year after year after year, these things are happening. There has to be some kind of a joint effort we need to do. There are agents who become bad agents, but they keep on doing it. Like I gave you an example of an agent in Houston who did this thing last year, and he's back again in business selling Hajj packages again, but there's nobody to stop them. The only way we can stop these things from happening is that you, as a Hajj passenger, stop dealing with fly-by-night operations. You need to deal with a genuine company who has been in business. They have been in the market selling travel 12 months a year. They are always there. They have an emergency number, and whom you have dealt with before for your previous travel arrangements, no matter if it's Hajj, Umrah, or any other personal trip. You know those people are there. They are in the travel business. They know how the travel goes, and they can accommodate you much better than the fly-by-night operation people who are out there to just take your money. Hajj is very, very expensive nowadays, very expensive compared to other trips, like people go to honeymoon and all that. Hajj has become a big business. It's a big ticket item, and a lot of people go after that to make money on that too. So please be careful. Your hard-earned money will go to waste if you come across these people who take the money and leave. And not only that, nobody can do anything to these guys unless you as a passenger stop dealing with them, because they are not appointed by the Saudi government. They cannot be done. They are not registered with any organization. The Attorney General's office cannot do anything. The most you can do is file a lawsuit, and that will go on for years and years and years. Like the people from last year, they have filed a lawsuit, but nothing has happened. That agent is again in business. He's still selling Hajj. So please be careful. We got a few more minutes to go, and we will take a few questions from you guys. If you want to cancel your booking, the problem is this: we cannot refund a lot of money back to you guys because it's all paid for. So we recommend, highly recommendation is to take insurance from an insurance company for your trip. Travel insurance is very highly recommended in all phases of travel nowadays, because you don't know what happens. When we pay the airlines, it's non-refundable. When we pay the hotels, it's non-refundable. So once the visa is issued on your passport, that visa cannot be transferred on someone else's passport. Then your money will be gone. So our suggestion is to do travel insurance. Yes, it's going to cost you a few $100 extra, but you are protected. So in this way, God forbid you need to cancel something out or your plans at the last minute, your money will be safe rather than losing money with those black marketing people. So in this way, at least you know that your money is safe. If you have any questions, please go ahead and I'll be able to answer the best of my ability. If you have any questions, you can call me on my toll-free number. You can call me on. You can go on my website, which is royaltraveltexas.com. We will answer your questions, even though you don't have to buy from us. There's no hard and fast rule. I will be there to help you out. I will guide you according to the needs of the Hujjaj. My number is area code 281-498-1800. My address is email address. You can send us an email also. It's res@royaltraveltexas.com. There are a lot of good people who do this work in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We cannot leave them out. They need full credit for that because they are the ones who are working along with us, agents, and bringing us business also, and they do it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's sake, so they can go for Hajj also. But again, we we and Muslim Matters, like Muslim Matters is another website. You guys can go and put your comments on that, so we can answer to you on that thing also, that whom to go and where to go, or which ones are good and which ones are bad. We will suggest you that too, but we cannot take any names or say that this is bad or this is good. But every imam who takes the group, or every person who takes the group, we highly recommend that please be careful. We like to thank Muslim Matters, and salam to all of you guys. If you have any questions, please go ahead.